Next up on the channel, Marvel Legends Moon Knight on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, action figure aficionados? Way I Got It Figured back with another Marvel Legends review. This time, Marvel Legends series Moon Knight. Picked up this figure on Hasbro Pulse. Looks like it's a direct repaint of a figure that came out in 2017. I think it was a Hobgoblin Build-A-Figure wave or something like that. I'm not sure exactly which wave it is. I'll probably put something in here to say which wave it is. But I did not have a Moon Knight in my collection. And you know, he's an Avenger, and I hemmed and hawed, and I went ahead and ordered one. And I went through with the purchase on Hasbro Pulse when it came available from the pre-order. So, you know, that's really kind of the story of Moon Knight here. So, of course, as normal, we're going to go through the packaging, get the figure out, pose them up, show the accessories, show the articulation, and give kind of a final impression on the figure. So, to get started, we will start with his packaging, and here we are looking at him from the front view. Moon Knight in a black and white outfit. He's got his crescent-shaped sort of shuriken boomerang dealios, the baton, and on the side you've got him just sort of standing in a static pose, but it's actually the figure. On the back you can see all of the accessories that he comes with, which is a little bit weird because this looks like almost like a pole arm, like a fully, like a staff, but it looks like just two pieces here, so I'm not sure if this is what he comes with. Something seems a little off there. Got some alternate hands, of course. And then on the side, you got some artwork with Moon Knight throwing his crescent star, little Moon Knight symbol on the top. Ages 4 and up. Okay, sure, whatever. Got your plastic-free packaging. I think all the people who think that they're gonna sort of go back on this probably need to give up the ghost, because now they're putting it on all the packages. We saw this on my Tarn video. Plastic-free packaging. It's on there now. So yeah, it's gonna be there. So let's get Moon Knight out and see what we're dealing with. So we've got the Fist of Khonshu out with all of his accessories, and as I have discovered, he not only comes with the 2 staffs, but he comes with a long staff as well. Looking pretty good. I know a lot of people know about this figure already because it's really just a retread of a figure from an earlier wave. But I didn't have them, and I wasn't collecting Marvel Legends in 2017 or so when that figure was released, so it's new to me. But it's a dead giveaway that he still has pins. So right off break, I know I'm dealing with a remolded figure. That's okay. Looks pretty cool. I probably at some point would like to get a classic version of Moon Knight, because being a child of the 80s, you know, that's the Moon Knight I know. But this one certainly looks pretty good. And we're going to look at his accessories here real quick. So just for starters, we'll look at this staff. And it's segmented. It's not exactly, I thought maybe if you would do a staff, you would just use one like for Gambit or whatever. But it's not the same staff that Gambit would have. The Gambit staff isn't segmented, so that's kind of cool. There's that. Then here you have the dual Billy clubs that almost look like they could belong to Daredevil, but I don't think Daredevil puts his together like this. I don't have a Daredevil figure currently to test that theory, but you know, you can combine them into one medium-sized blunt instrument. And you have, of course, this moon crescent, sort of like the equivalent, I guess, of a batarang. And then you got 3 of these mini shuriken-sized moon crescents. It's pretty, seems fairly easy to lose. I'm not going to lose them, but someone certainly could. There's the other 2 crescents, of course. And then you've got extra hands. And it's a standard trigger hand. A little bit of interesting detail on here that you don't get on. It's not just hands. They're actual custom Moon Knight hands. And of course you got a fist with some weird venting. It's almost like vents. Something there. But I don't see. I guess you can maybe stick the little moon crescents in here. I'm not sure. So yeah, looks like you can probably got it backwards, but you can stick that in there. You can kind of be like Batman and have 3 little bat shuriken in between each of his fingers. I think that's a nice touch. I like it. Well, if you can get them to stay, I would like it. Close enough for government work, I guess. So there you go. We'll try and pop that onto him a little bit later. But for now, we're going to look at his articulation. Alright, so Mooney, standard Marvel Legends articulation. He's got generous ab crunch. There you go. I like how it clicks. Fairly nice ratcheting on your T-pose. Goes to about there before the arm pads start to get in the way. Flexes to about there before the gloves get in the way. Full knee articulation. His feet are pretty big. Of course, he's got ankle rockers. It's a regular Marvel Legends figure. Head can look up and down, but of course it's inside a cape, inside a hood. So it's going to be somewhat limited in that regard. Thigh swivel. Forearm. Upper arm swivel. The usual. Waist tilt. But I'm actually surprised that, how much this figure is like kind of custom. Doesn't have a butterfly joint, so there's that. But he has his own hands. It's not like just retread hands. They're Moon Knight hands. And, parts to make him, really kind of be Moon Knight. I don't know how many figures have, actual design torsos like this. So they did some engineering, even if it was a while ago, which is probably why they're remaking this figure now, just to get the most of the tool. But it looks nice. I like it. I thought he looked cool, and I pre-ordered him, mostly out of that, and he indeed is pretty cool. All right, so next we'll get him geared up and take a look at that. All right, so we got Mooney out with his shurikens in hand and his large boomerang crescent in hand. For starters, I'm not sure if they should be facing backwards or facing forwards. Maybe backwards. I don't know. But they do stick in there well enough. I mean, I'm kind of have butterfingers, so I couldn't keep the middle one in there without knocking one of the other ones out. So I just sort of eventually just kind of gave up. But, they do stay in there. It's pretty cool. It's nice little accessories. Given how Marvel Legends figures are normally accessorized. And, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. We'll go ahead. I keep saying I'm going to try and do more like extreme posing, because I see guys, who do videos, and they'll have some really nice poses on their figures. Poses I don't even, really think about doing. But, I'm working on being a little bit more dynamic with my poses. So there you go. Moon Knight girded for battle. I always thought it was cool because, Moon Knight under a full moon has, he's not just a dude. He's not like Batman. He does have a modicum of superhuman strength under a full moon. He's mostly a regular guy, but not always, due to the gifts of Khonshu in the comic. And of course, we have his more recent multiple personality disorder syndrome, where he's, literally he'll be Captain America or the Punisher or Wolverine for whatever he needs to do. So, it's a pretty cool, dynamic Pretty cool take on the character. Let's get some fists on there. There we go. So there you go. Pretty cool. I'm not unhappy with the figure. I think he's good. I wasn't aware. I mean, obviously I'd seen comments that, oh, it's a redo of whatever, but I didn't look it up until right before I shot this video. And you know, I think it was a cool figure then. I think it's a cool figure now. It's definitely probably like what I would call the definition of a cheap repaint. But, you know, there's a lot of unique sculpting to this figure, so it kind of makes sense that they would want to reuse it at some point. All right, I will move to final thoughts. All right, final thoughts. Marvel Legends series Moon Knight is a complete retread of a previous you know, release of this figure, but I do think it's a welcome addition. If you missed that one, obviously, if you didn't miss that one, you don't need to buy this one. It's part of the 60th anniversary of the Avengers, I'm guessing, because Moon Knight is attached to the Avengers. Maybe that's why they're releasing this now. I'm all about it. I know it's also the 60th anniversary of the X-Men, and while that's cool, I'm less about that than I am the Avengers. So I do plan to get figures from both, you know, both teams over the course of this year. But it's definitely going to be more slanted to the Avengers in my personal collection. For that reason, you know, Moon Knight here is going to get 8 out of 10 for me. He's a really nice figure. Obviously, he's not using any updated tech. He doesn't have butterfly joints, but it's a nice figure. It's a fairly unique Marvel Legends, other than the fact that they've done it before, because it's the exact same figure that you got before. I don't have it. It's new to me, so I'm not going to take it down to a 7, and I can't give it a 9. So 8 is about right. Like I said, if you don't have them, sure, it's probably worth getting. If you do have them, you know, obviously it's not worth getting. So that's going to do it for this video. Moon Knight is not going to be the only moon-based character that we're going to get this month in reviews. At some point toward the end of the month, I'll be doing a Moonstone video, which was the latest and probably last Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends, or Walgreens exclusive action figure period, from Hasbro. So look out for that. It should be coming up sometime next week. And till then, everybody stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next video.